Welcome back to Coaching Genius Lives. So glad you can join us. Well, today we're going to talk about one important aspect of coaching, and that is emotions. Emotions are a very, very delicate topic, and oftentimes many people kind of get lost. They're wondering, should I use emotions? Should I not use emotions? Coaches are also bewildered. What exactly is emotional intelligence? How do I use it? Now, beyond the sophistry of questions and professional sounding words, I want you to know this. As human beings, we have emotions. Emotions are a thing, an experience that triggers a certain biological response that we're facing. So when we see someone, we can see the expression someone who's happy, sad, mad, glad, or someone who's feeling very, very distressed or angry, or a certain sense of depression, or a certain sense of anguish or disgust. We can see that on a person's face. We can feel that just by sitting across that person. We can hear that just by the words it's conveyed across. You see, in the coaching process, emotions are there. Can we use emotions in the coaching process? Yes, you want to use them, but how you use them, it's going to be very important. If the entire coaching process, it's just all staying in the emotional realm, what ends up happening is that you get emotionally thick, emotionally dense, emotionally, constricting. Can you imagine this? If all we do is just stay in an emotional realm, stay, having the rigmarole in the little emotional realm, what ends up happening is that you are staying in that little quagmire, in that little quicksand. And what happens to quicksand? Emotions are like the quicksand. If you stay in the quicksand, it just goes deep and deep and deep and deep. Now, that's not saying that we reject emotions. No. In fact, we embrace emotions because emotions helps us to take us to the next level. Move us from 100% to 120, 130, 150%. For peak performance, whenever I coach peak performing people, senior leaders, C-suite leaders, I teach them one important element: utilize your emotions. And so when I'm coaching those executives, what ends up happening is this. We embrace emotions. Rather than emotions holding us back, we use the emotions to propel us forward. So the first question I will ask you is this. How is emotions using you? How is emotions using you today? If your answer to me is say, oh, you know what? Wow, when I hear bad news, I feel very, very down. I feel like there's no hope. I feel that life is meaningless. I feel it's impossible to just carry on life. If that's you, I want you to know that perhaps you've allowed emotions to control you. You have to realize this. We are in the driver's seat. Emotions are but one of the many tools that we can use to drive, to move, to maneuver. Do not allow emotions to control you. You have the control stick. You have the joystick. You can control the way you respond to that emotion. See, for example, when I'm happy, some people, what they do is that because they're happy, they start having large, parties, celebrations, they binge eat. And then what happens is that the next day, when they get away from the hangover, they feel regret. They feel like, wow, I just wasted so much money. I just wasted so much calories. I've eaten too much. I've gone so drunk. Why? Because they've allowed the emotions to control them. Peak performers know one thing. How do I use emotions? Even on days that I just don't feel like exercising. Even on days I just don't feel in my 100%. I feel like 60%. Even on days I just feel the sense of blandness. How do I use that blandness of emotions to propel me forward? To keep me going, to keep my momentum going. And that's the secret of success. The secret of success is in sustaining performance. I say that again. The secret of success is sustaining performance. It's not about just achieving the goal one time. Can you repeat that repeatedly? Can you achieve that repeatedly? So the good life, it's not about just trying to attain that one hallmark. No, it's about sustaining that. Are you able to sustain peace in your heart? You see, peace is a byproduct of you letting go. Many people hold on to their emotions really tightly. They hold on to their next career aspirations. I didn't get the breakthrough. I didn't get that big break. I didn't get that breakthrough. I wish, my boss promoted me. I wish I get this new break. Another pandemic. Oh, another problem that happened to my life. Chaos happening in my life. So they allow their control to get out of them. What is happening in the coaching process is this. I'm helping the client to take back control in their own life and helping them realize the world around them can go in all directions. The world around them can be chaos. You may feel all kinds of feelings, happy, mad, sad, glad, but you know this. You have control. When you realize that we take the emotion, because remember the word emotion has motion, right? There's a word motion. That motion means movement. Who is holding to the control stick? will be able to move that machine or that vehicle. And so, as coaches, what we begin to realize is this: when we come into the context with the client, it's important for us to realize what's happening in the client's state, the state of the client, their physiological state, their psychological state, and the entire emotional state. How are they feeling today? So sometimes I love to ask the client this one question: how are you feeling today? Now, this is not just a random question. This is not just a warm-up question. This is a question to listen to the state of the client in their very expression. I can see the client when they come into my office or when they come into my session. I see their body posture. I see the way, the sparkle in their eyes, or the lack of, or the way that they were dragging their feet into the session. I can tell that something is going on in their life. And how do I do that? I begin to listen attentively. I begin to tune my ears in to what's happening, to the possibilities that's happening in the world. If you spend time exploring this, rather than reading books after books after books of emotion intelligence, what is more important is for you to first understand how is emotions using you, or are you able to have self-regulation to use emotions to maintain a certain state, maintain a certain healthy emotional state. And that's an important attribute. And the first step is really about having that self-awareness. Are you aware of what triggers you? Are you aware of what sustains you? Are you aware of what makes you happy, sad, mad, or glad? If you know this awareness will help you create choice points where you can regulate your emotions. And that is an important process, because coaching, it's all about listening, tuning into the person, helping the person, and co-creating this moment and making something magical truly happen. And that's why I often tell coaches, use emotions. Do not let emotions control you. Even when you face a difficult challenge ahead, when a client comes into your session feeling anguish, feeling a very strong sense of emotions, do not let it go. Embrace the process, create a very safe space for them, and dive in deep. In our classes, in our level 1, level 2 classes, where we help coaches to dive in deeper, what it means to hold the space, something truly magical happens when coaches learn to hold the space for the client, when they don't interrupt, when they're just there, present, tuning in, listening, and they do not get affected by the varying degrees of emotions that's at play. When you can do that, you're allowing the client to take back control in their lives and helping them put their seats into the driver's seat, helping them take ownership of their life once again. So it doesn't matter what happens around us, but how do we respond to the things around us is more important than what's happening to us. Okay, so hope this episode helps you to get a deeper clarity of how emotions are being employed in the coaching process. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you in one of our programs really soon.